People always say you truly discover who someone is after the wedding. I never believed that until my own son got married. I stayed silent about one secret that even my son did not know. My late wife had left her entire ranch to me. I planned to tell everyone after the honeymoon. But exactly 1 week after the wedding, my daughter-in-law walked onto my property with a notary public and a folder full of papers. She smiled as if everything already belonged to her. What happened next changed our family forever and taught everyone that greed always exposes itself before the truth does. My name is Daniel Harper. I am 68 years old and spent most of my life working beside my late wife Margaret on the largest cattle ranch in our county. Every fence post carried a memory. Every field reminded me of the promises we made to each other when we were young and had nothing except determination. Margaret passed away after a long illness. Losing her was the hardest thing I had ever experienced. Before she died, she made me promise one thing: protect the ranch until you know who truly deserves it. At the time, I thought she simply wanted me to avoid selling it too quickly. I had no idea how important those words would become. Our only son, Ethan, married a woman named Vanessa. She was charming during the engagement. She brought gifts every weekend. She called me Dad from the very beginning. Everyone said I was lucky to gain such a caring daughter-in-law. Still, something about her kindness felt rehearsed. She always asked strange questions. How many acres does this ranch have? Do you still own everything outright? Have you ever thought about retirement? Who will inherit all this someday? I answered politely, but never revealed that Margaret had secretly transferred full ownership of the ranch to me before she passed away. Even Ethan believed the estate was still tied up in legal paperwork. I wanted peace after the wedding. I wanted one happy memory before discussing money. Exactly 1 week after the ceremony, a black luxury SUV rolled into my driveway. Vanessa stepped out wearing expensive sunglasses and carrying a leather folder. Beside her walked a notary public and another man in a business suit. She smiled confidently. "Good morning, Dad. We just need your signature so we can settle the family property today." I stared at her. "Settle what property?" "The ranch, of course." She opened the folder and spread several documents across my porch. She explained that since Ethan was now married, it was only logical to transfer ownership immediately into both their names. She even claimed it would simplify taxes and protect family assets. The notary quietly waited. I looked toward Ethan. He avoided eye contact. My heart sank. Had my own son agreed to this? I calmly invited everyone inside. I made coffee. No one spoke. Finally, I asked Ethan if he knew why Vanessa had brought legal papers to my home. He hesitated before admitting that Vanessa believed the ranch would eventually belong to them anyway. She thought handling everything early would prevent future complications. Prevent future complications. Those words echoed in my mind. Margaret warned me years ago that character is easiest to judge when money enters the conversation. I smiled. Then I walked into my office and returned with a sealed envelope. Vanessa looked confident again. I placed the envelope on the table. "Before anyone signs anything, I think everyone deserves to see my late wife's final letter." The room became silent. Inside was Margaret's handwritten letter together with the official will. She explained why she had transferred every acre directly into my name. She wrote that the ranch should never become a prize for anyone motivated by wealth instead of family. She instructed me to observe people carefully before deciding what happened after my own death. Vanessa interrupted. "That changes nothing. Ethan is your son." I nodded. "True." Then I opened another folder. Inside were security camera photographs, private investigator reports, financial records. Vanessa's smile slowly disappeared. Months before the wedding, several neighbors mentioned strangers asking questions about my property. I quietly hired an investigator. The reports revealed Vanessa had contacted 3 real estate developers even before becoming engaged to Ethan. She had requested preliminary land valuations. She discussed luxury housing projects. She even estimated how much profit she could make if the ranch were sold. The room became completely silent. Ethan looked at Vanessa in disbelief. She immediately claimed everything was a misunderstanding. She said she was only curious. But curiosity does not involve confidential meetings with developers. Nor does curiosity include drafting ownership transfer papers before asking the owner. Then came the biggest surprise. The investigator also uncovered emails between Vanessa and a property investor discussing plans to convince me that retirement living would be better than ranch life. Their strategy involved emotional pressure after the wedding. The timing suddenly made perfect sense. The wedding was never the finish line. It was the beginning of their plan. Ethan stood up. He asked Vanessa if any of this was true. She refused to answer directly. Instead, she became angry. She accused me of spying on her. She claimed I was trying to destroy their marriage. I quietly replied, "No, Vanessa, the truth destroyed your plan. You simply exposed it yourself." The notary slowly packed away his documents. He apologized and left without another word. The businessman followed behind him. Only the three of us remained. Ethan sat with tears in his eyes. He admitted Vanessa had pressured him every day since the honeymoon to convince me to transfer ownership. He believed it was simply financial planning. He never imagined she had already contacted developers. For the first time since Margaret passed away, I saw genuine regret in my son's face. Weeks passed. Vanessa moved out. Divorce papers soon followed. Ethan began helping on the ranch again, not because he expected ownership, because he finally understood what the ranch truly represented. One evening we repaired an old fence together just like we used to years earlier. He stopped working and quietly said, "Dad, I am sorry I forgot that this place was built with love before it was worth money." Those words meant more to me than any legal document ever could. Months later I invited the entire family to a gathering. Everyone expected another announcement about inheritance. Instead, I introduced a new project. The ranch would become a working agricultural education center honoring Margaret's memory. Young families, veterans, students, local children, they would all learn farming skills free of charge. The land would continue serving people instead of enriching greedy investors. I also announced that one day Ethan could inherit the ranch only if he continued protecting its purpose rather than its price. There would never again be secret expectations, only earned trust. As guests walked through the fields, I looked toward the sunset. Margaret had been right all along. Money reveals character faster than words ever can. And sometimes staying silent for one extra week allows the truth to reveal itself without asking a single question. That day I did not win because I kept the ranch. I won because I discovered the truth before it was too late. Property can always be replaced. Trust cannot. My late wife protected our family's legacy with wisdom and patience. Her final lesson became mine. Never rush to hand someone your greatest blessing until they have proven they value people more than possessions. In the end, greed lost everything while honesty rebuilt what truly mattered: family.